Did you know that there are some times in your personal story that ultimately serve as a GPS clue for your final destination? Hey there, I'm Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. I'm a storyteller, speaker, trainer, and in this video, I want to share with you another story and some lessons and how it really impacted me. Now, in the last video, I shared with you how I turned down an opportunity, and that was my redo moment, my makeover or my do-over moment. But in this story, I want to share with you some things that I learned about communication. I'd been hired for my first supervisory position and was in that position for about a year before my company was bought out by another organization. Now, this new organization decided that it was going to keep some of the staff and keep some of the supervisors. However, we still had to go through an interview process in order to transfer over to the new company. So I got myself ready for this interview and I played it through in my mind, and there were a couple of words that I knew were important. The day comes and I go to the office. I go into this room, big conference room, big table, and there are about 8 or 9 other people around the table, and the interview is going on and it seems like it's going well. And they ask me a specific question and I reach into my vernacular, I reach into my bag of communication and words, my dictionary bag, and I whip out these 2 words: attitudinal epidemic. Ooh. These words, I had thought of them and I knew in my mind that they would be impressive words. When I said those words, I saw the room shift. Here was this young kid sitting at the tail end of the table and just kind of throwing out these big words that meant something. Here's the first lesson: understand the room that you're going to be in. I'd researched the room, I knew who the people were, and I knew what was going to be impressive or meaningful or valuable to that group of people. And so I made sure that my communication included that. So I got the job, and of course, I was excited about it. As I said, it was one of my first supervisory experiences, and I really worked hard at it. Long hours, late at night, early in the morning, low pay. Lesson number 2, sometimes you're gonna have to do things and there's gonna be an excitement about it, but the reward isn't always gonna match up to the excitement that you have about that situation. I'm working at this job and things go okay for a little while, but I begin to get tired because early mornings, late nights, as I said, low pay, and in some cases, my own motivation just wasn't there. And so there were things that I ended up missing. I was not able to motivate staff. I was not able to really, some things fell through the cracks. And after a while, I got called into a meeting. Sometimes as a manager, you get called into certain meetings and you know immediately what type of meeting is gonna be. I get called into this meeting, and as I enter the office, there is a director, one of the VPs, and somebody from HR, somebody else. There were about 5 of us in the meeting. And immediately, a certain feeling came over me. Without going into the details of the meeting, ultimately, at the end of the meeting, I was given a couple of options. Go on a 3-month probation or resign. After thinking about it overnight, I decided that I was going to resign because although it was an advancement in my career, I was no longer getting joy from it. I was no longer passionate about it. And because I had lost the joy, because I'd lost the passion, I was not effective. So of course, lesson number 3, figure out how to evaluate your joy, how to evaluate your passion, how to evaluate your effectiveness in whatever position, whatever station you are, before you get called into a meeting where that's figured out for you. I hope you learned something from that story, and I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel where I'll share with you other stories. I'll share with you tips, tricks and tutorials related to storytelling. And if you want to find out more about storytelling, I want you to join me in the Storytellers Growth Lab. One more thing. If you want to learn how to tell signature stories, your signature story, figure out what that is, and then deliver it in a way that impacts, influences, and inspires, I want you to look in the description and I'll share with you a 5-day free email course on signature stories, okay? Sign up below in the description, my 5-day free email course, how to develop, discover, and deliver ultimately your signature story. Hey, I'll see you back here real soon for another story.